All right. Oh, yes. Here we go. Wordly Wise Lesson 4. Starring me, Mrs. Katz. Okay. So the first word is abhor. And this is what I want you to write down. Hate. Loathe. Detest. Okay? That's what that means. We're moving on. Affable is nice. It's like a really fancy way of saying somebody's a nice person. He's an affable fellow. They say it a lot in England. We don't say affable a lot here. Just saying. So if you... Amiss means something is wrong. Something's not right here. It's amiss. Despondent. It says depressed from loss of hope or confidence, utterly discouraged, which is actually a really good definition. So if you're despondent, you're like completely like, ah! Really bad. You're depressed, okay? You're just majorly depressed. Did I skip one? What?
So like grief?
Well, grief is a noun. Despondent is an adjective. Grief would cause you to be despondent if it was intense grief. Okay. Entreat. It says to earnestly beg. Basically, beg. That's a really good synonym for entreat. I entreat you to reconsider my extra credit. Sort of begging in a, again, British or fancy way. Okay, the next one, haunt. Now this one, kids have trouble with, so perk up, you yawners over there. All right, haunt has several definitions. So the one we think of most is ghost. Woo! I'm haunted. It's a haunted house. Okay, so that one I think everyone is comfortable with. But you can also say this is my favorite haunt. A place you visit frequently is a haunt of yours. Like, how many of you would have bubble tea as your haunt? All right. Sam would. If you go there a lot and they know your name or they have a drink named after you, and I did have a student who had a drink named after her at Bubble Tea, that's a haunt of yours, a place you go frequently. I don't know if you would consider Parkview a haunt because you have to go here. I think haunt sort of implies that you want to go there. It can also be to stay in your mind. Like you can be haunted by like a thought, or a movie that can stick with you. It kind of haunts you, just keeps coming back to you. You can't stop thinking about it. That's another way to use it. So those are two more unusual ways that I think can be a little bit trickier for kids your age. The other one, haunted house, we all get that. Okay. See how they're chatting? See how they're chatting while I'm chatting? Okay, well, I guess they're kids, and yay. All right, anyway, impel. The best adjective is to propel forward, to impel. It can impel you. To drive you to do something is to impel you to do it. Or moral pressure. I was impelled to return the calculator I found because I felt so guilty. Okay, interminable, endless. Sort of like grammar lessons sometimes. Interminable, like, oh, when is it gonna end? That's interminable, endless. It feels endless. It's a great way to describe it. Irascible is quick-tempered or irritable. And I think there's the irascible Mr. something or other. No? I don't know. I thought there was a cartoon that had it at some point. All right, who cares? All right, we're moving on. Profound. So profound is, you can have a profound feeling, deep feeling. I was profoundly sad. I was profoundly moved by the movie. Or it can be you have a deep understanding of something. Like you might hear a teacher say, what a profound comment. Raise your hand if you've ever heard a teacher say, well, that was profound. I mean, it's showing deep understanding. So write that down, deep understanding. You're not writing much of anything, my friend. This is pearls of wisdom, free of charge. It's a public education, you know. This is paid for, so get your money's worth, which makes no sense. Okay, welcome to my life. And recluse. A lot of people will say recluse, and they'll pronounce it wrong. It's recluse. Clase diga recluse. 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 A person who lives apart from society, often alone. Reclusive, withdrawn from society. So maybe you folks have heard of the Unabomber. It was a guy who like built a cabin and like creeped out the world by sending these bombs. And so when they found him, he had this, you know, tiny, tiny cabin up in, I don't know, the north somewhere. So he separated himself from society, like a hermit. You know, have you ever heard of a hermit? Yeah. All right. Reverberate is to be repeated as in a series of, reverberate is like echoing. So your, the cymbals reverberate in the band, right? Anything else reverberate? What's another instrument that you would consider having a quality of reverberation?
Drum.
Yes. What? Yes, she shouted it out. Drums. Bong! Anything else? Violin?
DJ.
Tuning fork?
DJ.
DJ?
A triangle.
I don't know if that counts as reverberating. Any string instrument, if you pluck it, if you go, it's not really reverberating. If you go, boing, class A say, boing. Write that down. That's reverberation. All right, we got to move on because no one's going to want to watch a long video. All right, Sage. Okay, Smarty Pants. Just write down Smarty Pants or an herb. An herb I don't particularly care for. Not that you have to write that down. I'm just, you remember, it's got to be all about me. So sage is either a really smart person or this leafy sort of herb. And a tirade. This is what your parents have when you do something really wrong. Where the kind of thing where they talk for like 10 to 30 minutes, but you're listening only to the first 2. That's a tirade. Right? Don't you tune in for the first 2? And then they repeat themselves. At least I do. Because, you know, we don't even do that for your benefit. You might be thinking, I heard you, you already said that, but it doesn't really matter because at that point we're just venting because we need to get it out of us. So it's really not about you. Ha ha! Okay. And the last one is tremulous, marked by trembling or shaking. So, timid or fearful is trembling. You know when your knees knock? How many of you have ever actually experienced your knees are hitting each other? That's your knees are tremulous. So right, tremulous knees, shaky knees. Sometimes you speak and your voice is like that. It's tremulous. It's embarrassing. All right, and that's it. Peace out, M-Town. Ooh, and it's only 7 minutes. Yeah. Oh, wait, am I done? Yeah. Is that 15? I'm amazing.